Hello everybody. I'm over here. I wanted to make a video to kind of show you guys how to play through hand traps when playing with Salamangreats and in general. But this is gonna be more tied to Salamangreats. Obviously the deck I know best. So I'm actually playing against Sky Strikers. So I thought this would be one of the best decks to explain how you play through hand traps. And let's get started. I'll kind of explain how everything goes down. I think he won the dice roll and chose to go first on burnt. So I want to dice roll. Chose to go first. This hand is ass, but I know I won't die because I have four hand traps. So I felt confident that I wouldn't die. I decided to just, make a simple play. I didn't relink Bailings because I thought I would just get Nibiru'd. So no point in wasting the field spell. Here I felt kind of dumb about this. I ashed this to a table of contents. I thought he was playing tunes or something. Um, I never thought he was playing Sky Strikers. He played this. I thought he was playing tunes. He had Desires. I still thought he was playing tunes. Then I think he summons Ray, and I figure out, oh, this guy's not playing tunes. And I was like, damn, I basically lost this game, right? So this doesn't go too much into like the hand traps and how to play through them. We're gonna get a little bit more into that into the next game. So basically, yeah, try to stop Kagari, go Shizuku, and this is just bad for me. You're gonna see what I top deck into another Nibiru and Mir, and I'm just like, oh man, this game is so over. I think like, okay, maybe I can Nibiru him, but he just plays on four summons, and I just like, let's go to game two. I chose to go second, letting him go first. I did not think he would expect that, and here Nibiru, here Phantasma on the Shizuku, and then he thinks, then he tries to do Lightning Storm, and I let it go through, but we both realize that he actually can't do Lightning Storm because he controls Shizuku, so we just fix the game state, whatever. And so when I'm playing Salamangreat, I always think Nibiru, like, because that's the card we'll lose to the most. So I'm trying to play through Nibiru. I go debug, and he says okay. So this is telling me he doesn't have Ogre, and he likely doesn't have Ash. Ashing the debug is pretty good. So that's how you can kind of read that. And also you can tell he doesn't have Valor, because Valoring it would have also happened. So we go next play, Balinks, so nothing. And here, get the field spell. Go ahead and do Spinny on Phantasmi to trigger Gazelle. Again, here just reinforcing that he don't got Ash or Valor because he lets us go through. So I'm really only worried about Nibiru. So I go ahead, get Foul just so I can get Gazelle back to my hand. That's like the most important thing. Before getting Nibiru, you want Gazelle back in your hand. So I believe that Falco was the fifth summon. So when it got summoned and this came back to my hand, even if I get Nibiru, I still have the follow-up play, which is the Gazelle. I go Will to get Jack, and then Wolf just adds me the Ash back. Very important when you're playing Salad. Always go for like Ash. Usually you get Gazelle off your Falco. You want to get Wolf. You want to get Ash, so you can have an extra negate on board. I go Spinny, and here I just start going for Appaloosa. Cause I'm afraid of Nibiru, and I'm also trying to think of ways to out the Ray. So I go Appaloosa, and he goes Moonchill, and I read Moonchill and it targets, so I just negate it with Phantasme. Attack, then Appaloosa to negate the Ray. And I know he has Lightning Storm, but I feel pretty confident that with his Lightning Storm and whatever two cards in hand, he can't do anything. But he actually has Hornet Drones. So he goes Hornet Drones, Kagari, usual Sky Striker plays. And I'm just taking it. So now I feel pretty confident that he doesn't have Nibiru. He definitely would have Nibiru with me, like chained to the Phantasme. So I kind of know he doesn't have Nibiru, and that's always something you gotta try to keep in mind. Like Nibiru, we lose to Nibiru, so we just gotta like play around it. Every other hand trap doesn't really hurt Salamangreat. He takes it, and I knew he was gonna take it. Obviously, he added the Widow, but I got so much plays. Here, I just go Wolf, relink it, then go Jack, and he actually negates this, which is pretty good of him. Go ahead and I don't get the Wolf add back. And here, I think I relink him. And I think from the Moonshell I take out 18 because of her effect. Go into Splash Mage, and here I'm just trying to set up OTK. And instead of declaring it, I send it to Graveyard. So now he has nothing in hand, so I know I'm free to go to access code to kill him, which is the usual plan. I go Falco. This is what I'm talking about. You always gotta abuse Falco. Falco is so powerful in the deck, you just gotta try to abuse it. I make transcode just to do the the play. And even if I knew I wasn't gonna be able to kill him just because of Ray could flow into Kaina to kind of stop him, but with the order in my hand, I felt pretty good. I thought I could definitely win. So whatever, goes to Kaina like I predicted to stop it, and then I just still pop it, trying to stop Ray from floating, and I set the order, and I know that team. Like I know he cannot possibly top deck into anything. Go game three. I'm thinking he's gonna let me go first because strikers can do really well going second. But he actually makes me go second, which it's actually kind of bad for me. I started going first, and I drew into the summon that I sided into. Fortunately, I have Phantasme to help me out with that. Desires, obviously, I have to Ash that, one of the best Ash cards. He goes right into Shizuku, and that's what you want to see. If they go straight to Shizuku, that means they got a bad hand. I went ahead and did Phantasme, just put back the Exceed, and he went ahead and searched Widow Anchor. So I'm thinking, okay, I should just play through Nibiru. That's always like what I've been restating in the video. So this hand is nuts. Here I go mining. He doesn't Ash me, giving away that he doesn't have Ash because you would definitely Ash that mining. So he doesn't Ash me, so I go for the debug because it makes better plays with the Exceed and actually gives me a way to play around Nibiru. You'll see what I mean. So I go debug, get Gazelle, and since I got debug and Exceed, that's like the god hand. So I just play without using Gazelle in case I end up getting Nibiru'd. And I go ahead and get everything out of my deck. I get Gazelle out, I get Sanctuary out, and I get Exceed out. And then I go ahead and Desires. And if I needed another reason to believe why he doesn't have Ash, this is the second reason. So now I know for sure he doesn't have Ash. Let's I go through and I draw into some of the best. I draw into Reborn and Rage. So now I know even if I get Nibiru, I got this Reborn. I hit up my Jaguar, and I could just do regular Salamangreat plays, and I'll have Rage and Summon Limit to back me up. So I just go nuts, and I do the standard. See if you see this, and you can't stop this. This is game. Baylinks and Update Jammer is game. And I go into Splash Mage to get the additional attribute. Then same thing, Splash Mage, and I go into the Lingaribo, I think it is. Lingaribo for the additional attribute, access code, and then you just revive the update jammer to make sure you go into the. Well, I said access code in the beginning. Y'all know what I meant. Transcode, go into access code, 2 attacks. Then he Nibiru's me, right? I'm like, alright, that's straight. Because he has this in the main monster zone. So now I know I got place. And I go Reborn trying to hit the Jaguar. He goes Shark Cannon. I'm like, you can't. And obviously because of Nibiru. But he actually has the Crow, so he hits my Jack and actually hurt a lot. So I go ahead and just set my 2. Let it pass. I feel pretty confident here. I know he can't do nothing because of Nibiru. He can kind of link it off. But that's why I set the Rage and the Summon limit, to kind of make his plays like minimalized. He attacks. He can't do anything. Obviously, he has Nibiru in the main monster zone. I go Gazelle, and this is where Salamangreat starts shining. You're in the late game, and I go ahead and I send Falco so I can start recurring my Gazelle. And I believe I just go into Baylinks, make Baylinks again, so I can have this Rage a little bit more live. Actually, really good that I did that because he goes into his multi-roll and he's about to take care of the Nibiru. I just go ahead and pop it. I protect my Baylinks. And see, this is why people say life points don't matter because look at my life points, but look at how this game goes. Go Gazelle, and I'm thinking like, what's the best thing I can send here? And it turns out I actually don't have monsters to send off, so I'm just sending my traps. I go Falco, and I believe here I still try to play through Nibiru, so I always count my summons. So that was my second summon, because Gazelle, then Falco 2. This is 3, and this is 4. And I decided to just leave it like that. I mean, I don't think I could really do much, but you always want to have the summons in the back of your head. So I go ahead and set Roar to get its own effect, and then Wolf to get Rage, just to get as much advantage as I can. He goes attacks my Wolf. I just go ahead and banish it. Then here I draw. I didn't want to pop these two because I feel like if I clear this board, he would be able to go off. So I decided to just leave it like that until my turn. I draw Roar and I feel super confident. I knew that I could win this game. And see, that's another thing. Nibiru kills this deck, but if you got your Roar ready, you're ready to counter Nibiru. So once you get going through Salamangreat, it gets way easier to play through Nibiru. But in your opening hand, it's usually when you're most fragile. But see, at this point, I got Roar, and he has three in hand. Like I said, I'm only worried about Nibiru, but I got the Roar for the Nibiru. Then I drew another Roar. I go ahead and do a Wolf and Gazelle. I chain block the Gazelle by making a 1. Then Wolf. See, I'm just getting advantage of Wolf. Gazelle, Falco. I was lagging a little bit. Then I go Will. And like I was just going really slow in it. I don't know why. But see, I just set up this board. Killed the Nibiru. Killed the set card. And I just start pushing for damage. Attack. Just for a little bit of damage. I feel confident. I got 3 hand traps. I got set and I got summon limit. So I felt like this was a good time. I go ahead and set the other roar. He just did a small calculation. And he goes Hornet Drones. I think this is perfect. His next summon, I'm just going to lock it down. I ask him for his target just so he can, like, you know, if I do it beforehand, he'll just get whatever he needs. That would be better for the situation. So I ask first. And then I actually can't out his Kagari, which is really funny. His Kagari is, I believe, at 19. So it actually starts, like, beating over my wolves. So I can't out his Kagari. He's at 1. But now I feel pretty good. I'm starting to gain advantage off of Wolf. You know, Wolf is so much advantage every turn. He goes ahead and Veilers that. So this is what I mean. Like, you don't really worry about other hand traps. You just worry about Nibiru. So now he only has 1 hand. I'm still always cautious in Nibiru, but here with 1 in hand, and I know he has the Widow Anchor, and I have the Roar. I know that he can't Nibiru me. I'm trying to play under Summon Limit. So I go Falco, and he negates it. And I'm like, alright, he only has that Widow Anchor. He doesn't have Nibiru. Let me negate that Widow Anchor. Let me negate that DD Crow so I can get my trap. Because currently the game state where we're at is super simplified. So I just want to start beating him with advantage. So I go Will and Wolf, and I put back the other Wolf, I believe. Just because Wolf is what's winning me the game right now. Wolf is my win condition. So I want to make sure I still have it. Now this is where it gets crazy. He attacks over my first Wolf. I'm sure he knows I got some disruption, so he's trying to clear my disruption, right? Then he goes ahead and steals my Wolf, and I negate that. He goes ahead and uses his first summon, kinda, and like this is like type of game state. Like the game state is so slow right here that I actually affect Valer the kinda. Like you would never see that in a regular game, but I just thought like he already traded his Kagari. I can just negate kinda, attack over him, and it's gonna force him to waste his second summon on something like the Shizuku right away. But he actually goes to Kagari, gets back the Widow Anchor, and this play was actually really good. He takes it, I just chain it. I know he can't do Ray because his 2 summons are up. And he goes Area 0. He's about to get rid of my Wolf, and I'm like, let me just dash that. And that's kind of how you play through hand traps. You gotta like basically determine when is the best point for you to get hand trapped. Like I have mining here. If you're at mining resolves, chances are they don't have an ash. If you go through, well, usually they want to nibir you at the end phase when you set up your crazy board. But you always gotta try to keep your summons in your mind. Play with Gazelle coming back to your hand, or make it so like the 5th summon is something underneath your Sunlight Wolf, so that even if they Nibiru you, your Wolf will still trigger and get Gazelle to hand. That's kind of how you play through Nibiru, and also with things like Will and Monster Reborn help you to play through Nibiru a lot. But yeah, if you guys like this type of content, be sure to leave a like down below. Be sure to comment, and I hope you guys like it. I'm gonna try to be talking about and how to play hand traps and how to play through hand traps. Hand traps are a very important part of the format right now. You know, with Adamantipator running around, I feel like your deck is either stacked with hand traps or only has like the six, like the three Imperm and three Ash or three Nibiru, three Ash or something like that. They're definitely very important right now, especially with the FTK. Everybody is running hand traps, even like Adamantivators. They have to play hand traps because there's a super consistent FTK going around. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Subscribe and peace.